Hi, I'm Linda Kaser, and the two main things I do are I work with a network of schools in British Columbia and the Yukon and now around the world, and I also teach with Dr. Judy Halbert, a leadership studies program at the University of British Columbia. Our work, collectively, Judy's and mine, is around cultivating curiosity at scale. The important thing that we want to do in British Columbia in that work is make sure that every young person graduates with what we call dignity, purpose, and options. And that means 100% of young people, not just a few. You can't get equity and quality in your learning program unless you have people collaborating in a really deep way, and that means to us that you have to inquire, you have to be open-minded to figure out what the most intelligent focus for your school is, because there's a lot of demands on educators everywhere. We need to embrace Indigenous understandings and worldviews. And as we learn those principles, I think all of us feel we become better educators, better people, and certainly much better Canadians. When you go into districts, and there are at least 2 or 3 that I know, where every single school and every single classroom within that school starts in a circle. And every voice is heard at the beginning of the meeting before you move forward, where everybody has a say, tells their story, has a perspective. That's a powerful change strategy. And that, I'm not saying it's a way of life everywhere, but it's certainly a growing way of life. Really, we want formal leaders to be good at finding the story of their own school and thinking about a stronger story that that school could become as a culture. You also need to have skill in what's called appreciative inquiry, which is finding the strengths. To say, what are the strengths in the situation? How can we build on what's here and move things forward? There's also a role for critical inquiry, and that's to make sure that you haven't left anybody out. There were times in our profession where we didn't pay as much attention to certain groups and needs as we should have, and we need to have that in mind. When you bring all of those and you bring them in an organized way, what you get are stronger learning outcomes for young people. Stronger social and emotional outcomes, kids who feel that they belong and that they're valued in the building, and much stronger intellectual outcomes as well. There are local challenges for sure, but we're embedded in a set of global challenges that if we can't sort them out by really deeply learning to work with people who aren't exactly like us, our grandkids are not going to have a very habitable world. You know, there's an urgency to this work now, I think, that makes it both important and exciting to be a part of that. Let's get this done because it really matters.